Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to Shorty's Say. And today I'm going to have my say on Tom Mitchell's much talked about 50 possession game. Never have I heard so much criticism thrown at a bloke who's had 50 touches. There haven't been too many players who have reached that feat, but gee, he has really brought about a lot of criticism for racking up an unbelievable amount of touches. Firstly, what is my opinion? My thoughts are that it was an outstanding game and it'll be talked about as one of the best games from an individual point of view of the season. No doubt it'll probably be in the top 10 or 12 come season's end. But let's first talk about some of the reasons he is being discussed so heavily, and the good and the bad. What were his stats if you haven't caught up with it? Well, of course, as I said, 50 touches, 22 contested, 5 clearances, and he did have a few handballs, 28 handballs, but, you know, we have seen him have quite lopsided kick-to-handball ratio throughout. In round 2, he had 10 and 28, 11 and 16 in round 3. It's the sort of player he is. He also laid 8 tackles and had 26 in the first half, which the Hawks were dominating. So let's talk about the good. And I really do think we have to focus on the good here because it was an outstanding game. Critical thing is defining Mitchell's role as a player. He's not Bontempelli. He's not Patrick Dangerfield. He's not Isaac Smith. He's not Brad Hill. Those sort of guys are players who do break away, really impact the game with their metres per possession. Now, metres gained is a big stat these days, and a lot has been made out that Mitchell, I think it was about 380 metres gained for the game, which I guess when you have 50 isn't much. But that's not the sort of player he is. He's ranked 87th in the comp for that. That's not the sort of player he is. What he's ranked number 1 at, and I'm sure you've seen this stat already. I read about it earlier today, and then, of course, it was put up on Footy Classified. He's ranked number 1 in the competition for assisted metres gained. Now, before you go, oh, Shorty, stop pulling stats out of your ass, mate. I mean, it's a very valid point. We talk about goal assists. Just as important as a goal is setting a bloke up. And what Mitchell does so well is set up a player with a 2-metre possession. He sets his player up and his teammate to then move the ball 40 to 50 to 60. He dishes it out to those sort of players. So I think he averages on assisted metres gained about 422, I think. So that's the sort of player he is. That's his role. Hawthorn lost Sam Mitchell, Jordan Lewis, inside players, feeding it out. He's the type of player that Hawthorn needed, and he's doing it very well. He's ranked in the top 3 in contested possession, I think it is. He's clearly the number 1 ball getter in the competition. He's 23 clear and was already on top prior to this 50 possession game. Top 20 for contested ball, I think, and there are a lot of very good contested ball winners. Sorry, that's clearances, I should say. Clearances, he's top 20. I think contested ball, which I said before, he's top 3 or 4. And tackles, he's top 3 or 4. So that's the sort of player he is. Now, is he going to hurt you as much as a Dangerfield? Obviously not. Now, of course, there are some players. Tom Rockcliffe has copped a bit of heat. Matty Prittis has copped a bit of heat in their time for getting you 35 to 40 and not really hurting you. I don't really subscribe to that because I think if a bloke gets it 35 to 40 times, he's giving it to another player who can maybe be that damaging type. And you got to win it at the stoppage as well. So often we focus on the negatives. Well, someone's got to win at the clearance. And let's face it, there weren't too many guys for Hawthorn putting their hand up. We're quick to criticise how maybe it wasn't Mitchell's most damaging game of all time. And yes, he did get a fair bit of 1-2 handball and skirted around the arcs a little bit and maybe accumulated a bit too much. But in the first half, 26 touches, he was dominant and absolutely instrumental in Hawthorn having the game well in their control. A few other players that maybe we should focus on more. Billy Hartung, 15 touches. Will Langford, 16 touches. Luke Bruce, 15. Sean Burgoyne, where is he? 15. Whitecross, 12. Duray, 14. And, of course, Vickery down at the bottom with just 3 touches. The first few I mentioned are guys that are expected to pick up the slack in that Hawthorn midfield, and they're not doing it. Vickery's been a guy who has been criticised for a long time, and rightly so. And I think there's just plenty of guys out there who weren't doing the trick for Hawthorn and were providing no cop-out. So often we talk about with teams, oh, if only they could win the contested ball. You know, we talk about clubs just needing a player like Mitchell. And midfields are made up by all different types. You need a Priddis, a Rockcliffe and a Mitchell in there, and you need to complement that sort of player with a Dangerfield or an Isaac Smith or someone like that. Of course, Dangerfield does both, but the likes of Brad Hill and Isaac Smith team so well as a Hawthorn duo for so many years, and there's a lot of guys like that in the competition. You look at Andrew Gaff, more of an outside type. He has probably improved his inside game a bit, but you complement a midfield with guys who are better at different aspects. The best midfields can do both, and I guess you can mount a case Collingwood's does. They are rated as the best midfield in the comp, and you look at their possession getters, Pendlebury 36, Treloar 34, Adams 33, Sidebottom 27, absolutely crucial, played fantastic games. Now, I think it's pretty much well accepted that the 3, 2 and 1 will be 3 Pendlebury, 2 Treloar and 1 Mitchell. Now, if we did those votes at half time, it is most definitely 3 votes Tom Mitchell. So I think Mitchell was by far the best player for Hawthorn and right up there on the ground. And I think it's just the fact that Collingwood overran Hawthorn that we often tend to err on the side of the team who wins the game. And Treloar and Pendlebury, they were the match winners. Fair enough. But I think we can't underestimate how good Mitchell's game was. He lacked support, that's for sure. And don't forget that he is not the sort of player who's going to break out of the pack, take 2 bounces and kick it from 50. That's not who he's going to be, and it's not who Hawthorn needs him to be. Hawthorn need other players to step up around him and start being the guy who gets on the end of the hard ball get that Mitchell gets and getting in there and dishing it out the handball or a nice little 45 kick that goes 15 metres. That's what Mitchell does. He is quite a nice kick, actually. Quite good inboard, short, sharp, 25 kicks, That's what he's good at. He isn't a metres gained player, but Hawthorn is a midfield that is severely lacking that complementation I spoke about. They really are a one-trick pony in there. Isaac Smith is trying hard, but he is also having to do a fair bit. Now, he had 26, but it wasn't the same game-breaking 26 that we've seen from Smith. So I think I rest my case there. Mitchell, a fantastic game and a fantastic player. I think he really needs to have people fly the flag for him, which has been the case. The fact that it was a fantastic game. Now, the coaches had their say, and I think Buckley sort of retracted a little bit what he said. And I think we've just got to certainly take a look at Rockcliffe, Priddis, outstanding players of the game, and they are in the Tom Mitchell mould. Yeah, they probably need 40 to be really influential, or, mid-30s. Where maybe Bontempelli, we've seen him get low 20s and have a huge influence over the game with goals and crucial touches and kicks and big plays. Different types of player. You need them all to be a good club. You need your Tom Liberatores, although he's not in good form at the moment. When he was in good form, you need the likes of Liberatore and Dalhouse getting it out to your Lockie Hunters and supplying Bontempelli, who, by the way, of course, does both inside and outside work. You need those types to have a great midfield. Hawthorn don't have that at the moment. They'll be certainly looking to attend to that as soon as they can. So, Tom Mitchell, a fantastic game, a fantastic year, and a fantastic recruit. Often we see recruits heavily criticised for underperforming. He has been outstanding. He would be leading Hawthorn's best and fairest by a country mile at the moment. No doubt about it. So I thought it was a fantastic game. Helped my SuperCoach as well, which I'm sure you saw. But no doubt it is a game that should not be getting criticism. And I think we should just be really revelling in the fact that we saw a 50 possession game. And it's not going to go down as the most damaging or line breaking, but certainly a very unique and fantastic effort from Tom Mitchell. And I think maybe if Tom Mitchell had 50 touches in a side that had a few outside runners that he set up for them to go and kick a goal from 50 on the run, then maybe we'll be looking at it a little bit more fondly. But that's my say. Give me your thoughts in the comments as well. Subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we can get to 900 in the near future. That'd be fantastic. As I said, comment away. That's what this Shorty Say is all about, getting involved with you guys as well, getting your thoughts. So I'll be back very shortly. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you later.